What's up, guys? It's Nick here with Team Ground Control, and today I wanted to show you a stretch and a choke drill that you can do at home. Okay, now the choke drill, I actually saw Eddie Bravo do this years and years and years ago. I really liked it. I'm doing it for a long time. I think it's one of the reasons that I've got good squeeze when I get to the back, so I wanted to show you guys. So first, the stretch portion. So a lot of people have seen this stretch right here, where we cross our right over our left, or our left over our right, and then we come across and we ring out like this. That's a great stretch, but a lot of times people need to do the step before that, which is the thing that they skip, which is, again, another stretch for your glute. Now, you remember, we also did a video where we did this kind of figure four glute stretch. We're gonna do something kind of similar today, but definitely one that you can incorporate some choke work into too, because who doesn't like choking things? It's fun. So I'm gonna cross my left leg over my right leg, and I'm gonna try to get my knee going right to the ceiling, okay? So this is typically where I would go to set up and reach my elbow across, but instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach in front of my shin like this, and I wanna get the base of my kneecap right in the pit of my elbow, okay? So I wanna reach around like this, the same way I would try to reach through with a rear naked choke and have their chin right on top of the point of my elbow. I'm gonna do that same thing with my knee, okay? I'm gonna pull it nice and tight to my chest. Now you're gonna feel this stretch coming in the glute on that side. So I got my left leg to my chest right now. I'm feeling this in my left hip and my left glute, which is good. That's where I wanna stretch. Now the choke element, okay? A lot of people set up the rear naked choke like this. They go their hand on their bicep, and then they flip their hand over the top to cap off the choke. I don't like setting up my chokes like that, only because I feel like as I bring my hand over, I'm giving them all this chance to grab it, to pull it off the head, to defend it, right? So what I'd rather do when I set up a rear naked choke, and I'll come here to give you a little bit of an angle on it, is I like to actually kind of gable grip my hands like this. So first, as I'm pulling this knee to my chest, I'm gonna gable grip, pull it in. So not only am I getting that stretch in my hip, but I'm also working how I like to cinch that choke arm. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snake this hand over the top of this so it never loses contact, and I'm gonna come right in behind my kneecap like that. So it's almost like I'm setting up to chop my knee off with my left hand, right? So again, to set up the stretch, I pull my knee over my leg. I pull my leg over my right leg, my knee's up in my chest. I come through, I grab it with my right arm, so I'm grabbing my right arm around my left knee, and I gable grip my hands. Here's where I pull that stretch nice and tight to my chest. Then from there, I snake my hand behind the kneecap, the way that I like to do behind the head when I'm rear naked. I put my hand on top of my head, and then I just squeeze right here, okay? So I'm working on stretching out my hip. I'm also working on my rear naked squeeze and capping it off with my head a little bit, so it gives you a little something to do. And honestly, sitting here like this, in your rear naked position, I think gets you really, really comfortable at getting a good squeeze with your choke arm and a good kind of cap with your other. So try that out. You'll stretch out your hips, you'll work on some rear naked choke skills. Maybe you'll get better at jiu-jitsu.